BBC News, the time is 21 minutes to 5. Now, we throw away around 20 million tonnes of food a year in Britain, but a number of leading chefs say we could be cutting some of that waste if we started asking for doggy bags when we eat out. Taking home leftovers from restaurants is common practice in the United States. Now, chefs Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall and Michelle Roux, no less, are urging Britons not to feel embarrassed about doing the same thing. Well, I'm joined now in the studio by food columnist Natasha Hughes. Natasha, thanks very much for coming in. Is this something you do?
Not in this country as a rule. We don't have a culture of taking doggy bags home, as opposed to in the States where it's a pretty normal thing. You don't finish your food at the end of the meal. You ask for it to go home. Why
not? I mean, I do remember asking relatively often for pizza to be taken home in a box, and that doesn't seem too embarrassing. But if you go to a top-end restaurant, you might not feel very comfortable. It would seem a little bit vulgar doing that, wouldn't it?
I think that's it. I think almost there's a distinction between a pizza place or a Chinese restaurant or an Indian place, for instance, where you might feel comfortable about doing that. Whereas in a Michelin-starred restaurant, if you go out for a special meal, it's almost like you're embarrassed not to finish the meal and you're embarrassed to take the leftovers home.
Well, Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall says we shouldn't be, that he does this even if it is a Michelin-starred restaurant. What kind of a view would a restaurant take if you did say, can I take it home?
I think any restaurant should be really flattered if anybody asks for a doggy bag, because it means that you like the food so much that you want to take the rest of it home and enjoy it instead of sending it back to the kitchen to be tipped in a rubbish bin.
Are they equipped to do that, to send you home with something in an appropriate container?
I'm sure it wouldn't take too much to organise something. I mean, in some places in the States they fold it up in aluminium foil and package it and send you home with that.
Something else for you to recycle, I suppose, but the name doesn't help, does it? Asking for a doggy bag.
No, it's like you're taking it home for the pet instead of for yourself.
Speaking of which, I mean, isn't the fact that we might not be able to finish the meal something to do with the fact they give us too much?
Absolutely, it's entirely to do with that. I mean, whether you're at a gastropub or whether you're having a degustation menu at an upmarket restaurant, there's far too much food being served, and sometimes less is more instead of more.
And I suppose if we do take it home, make sure you heat it thoroughly, so you could give yourself a bit of food poisoning.
Absolutely.
Natasha Hughes, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.